distressing and scary. I don't know that the Republic can absorb 3 more years of Barack Obama.
The Alaskan in the chat room just said, my RA means if you put money in it, it belongs to Obama. Honestly, yep. I'm not sure I disagree with him there. Stacy, do you want to chime in on? I mean, being able to. This is just my opinion. Being able to put together your own IRA is a good thing, but you can already do that. And I don't understand why, we, yeah.
Pretty much anything Barack Obama recommends that you do, I will run away from it. For the last 5 years, he's talked about how, this or that suggestion. I mean, Obamacare was going to be the cat's meow. Basically, Obama has probably done more for Republicans and conservatives in terms of their philosophy of smaller government than any conservative or Republican has in maybe the last 10 or 15 years. Seriously. The more that we learn about him and what he advocates, the more that we find out that what he advocates is a failure, the more I think people, kind of wake up and say, what's going on here? That's all I can say about the MyRA. I mean, pretty much, if he suggests it, I'm going to run from it because I really can't think of one issue in the last 5+ years that he's talked about, that he's advocated for, that he's actually been right about. And that's pretty typical with liberals. They're usually wrong about most things anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really see how. Yeah. And then, one of the things that again he talked about was, how okay, there are people there who can't buy, who couldn't get health insurance, doesn't have health insurance, can't get it, that sort of thing. This is just my opinion here on this, which is if you open it up to the free market, and again, this is me going all crazy anti-federalist libertarian here. You open it up to the free market, a free market that's not, controlled by the government, so not corporatist. An actual free market where I can go and buy my own health insurance, Alan can, etc. I'm sorry, it's probably going to cost cheaper. It's probably going to be less crazy because you don't have to spend 15 minutes on the phone with your employer to do it, and you don't have to go through a stupid, botchy, glitchy website to do it. And not only that, I'm sure that there are some companies, if they want to, some insurance companies, if they want to, which would say, something, this is what we're going to do. If you want to pay a little bit more to not get pre-existing, to make sure that pre-existing coverages aren't, covered, or to make sure that pre-existing conditions are covered, you can pay a little bit extra for it, but just a little bit extra. And I don't understand why it really seems like that neither Republicans or Democrats are interested in this. I don't get it, because how is the government going to pay for this?
Well, it doesn't matter who's going to pay for it. It matters that your intentions are correct, Taylor. I mean, that's standard operating procedure. And I mean, obviously intentions are going to matter more than anything as we are on the rocket ship for 2016 and Planet Hillary.
Oh, gosh. Planet Hillary.
Well, I don't think Obamacare was designed to work. I think Obamacare was designed to fail. I mean, there's really nothing that's been good that's come out of this bill. Not even since before it was officially passed. I mean, everything about it that was predicted by Republicans has come true. I think basically this is paving the way for single payer, the new normal, which is basically the underlying goal. I mean, if you listen to Democrats the few Democrats that were actually open and honest enough to talk about what their true intentions were before Obamacare was ever passed, they actually said that they would like a single payer. And Obama, as a candidate for state office in Illinois, was on video stating if he had his way about things, he would go to single payer. It's something he denied. It's something he denied later on, but it's on tape. I mean, you can't get any more clear saying that's what you want than what he said. And now, it's going to be coming to pass if we continue to go down this path with Obamacare.
Obamacare was definitely designed to fail. No argument with that. I think where it wasn't designed to fail is it wasn't designed to fail so fast. I think they never planned on the disaster it was at rollout. I was talking last week, had lunch with a former colleague of mine who was told he could keep his insurance, of course, and then found out that he couldn't, and spent, I think he said, 4 hours on the phone with an Obamacare navigator trying to get enrolled. Somebody who, he had probably a 1 chance in 4 was talking to a former felon. Who now has all of his personal information, which is just fantastic. But yeah, the system was designed to collapse, but it was designed to collapse after they had destroyed the alternatives, where there wouldn't have been any private insurance left for people to go back to if they dismantled it. So I think we've actually been kind of lucky in that respect that we've got the opportunity maybe to undo it. But who knows? We'll see.
Yeah,
I hate to interrupt you guys, but something just came across on Twitter that you might want to let your listeners know. Roseanne Barr is getting ready to give her State of the Union response. It's like the 5th or 6th State of the Union response we've had tonight.
Oh, good
I'm sure
Lord!
Hers will be worth watching more than any of the others.
Taylor, is there any way we can gyp that audio?
I would, something, if you want to do it, go right ahead. I have no interest in listening to Roseanne Barr at all. At all. I'm just going to say that now. But it does actually give us an excellent, because I don't know about you, I'm kind of tired of talking about the State of the Union. Anybody else tired of talking about the State of the Union?
Yeah.
I was tired of listening to the State of the Union.
I'll just give a.
No, I do want to say something before I forgot. He said another lie he actually said. When I took office, nearly 180,000. Well, not completely a lie, but he didn't tell the whole truth. When I took office, nearly 180,000 Americans were serving in Iraq and Afghanistan. Today, all our troops are out of Iraq. Yeah, except for the part that they may be going back in, which he doesn't want to say that, but yeah. They may be going back in.
I'm going to make my one last comment on the State of the Union, which is also a shameless little bit of self-promotion. But last year at the State of the Union, I wrote a little post of my own, which is the State of the Union address that I would give if I was President of the United States. I put the link up in the chat room, which the chat's broken for me. I've got to refresh to see when it goes in, but the chat link's up there. If you go to my blog, theirfinesthour.blogspot.com, do a search for a State of the Union's laundry list. I basically trashed the whole concept of the State of the Union and address, and then wrote what I would say if I was president, and if it is pretty epic, if I do say so myself. So give it a read.
All right.
I can give the 2-sentence orders for the government, which is very, very quick and simple. It says, "Here's my simple legislative agenda for the Congress. Stop. Here's my simple regulatory order for all executive departments. Don't."
That sounds good. We will be right back. We're going to take one break, one last break, and we will be right back here on Vigilant Liberty Radio right after this.
We want to welcome Michael Moore! Michael Moore! Two! Occupy Wall Street! I'm so impressed by what I'm seeing here.
How much of people's income do you, Michael Moore, want the government to confiscate?
Probably twice what we're paying right now.
It's not envy, it's war.
Where's the rage? Where's the uprising?
Storm the doors of the New York Stock Exchange.
It is a class war.
If the wealthy paid their fair share.
For a documentary filmmaker, I do really well. I'm very blessed.
And the rich thought poverty was bad.
I do well.
They get rid of it.
And what pure? There's nothing pure about capitalism.
And they know what's coming on Wall Street.
We're seeing the end of capitalism. And I say good riddance.
He is one of my favorite capitalists. Yeah, I want to give him a hug.
Hi, this is Matt Lewis from the Daily Caller, and you are listening to Vigilant Liberty Radio.
I believe that is Eamon Armath, which is accompanying Matt Lewis in his liner there for Vigilant Liberty Radio. Alan, would you be okay with some, Viking metal to be the lead-in to the show?
Viking metal would work. Okay. I mean, just, I just, like I said, it's kind of high school graduation-ish.
High school graduation-ish. I'm sorry, Pictures at an Exhibition is one of the best pieces out there. You are a Luddite, sir. A Luddite.
Oh, come on. I was just looking to see if I could had time to go see the Pittsburgh Symphony do Holst's The Planets. So,
I'm all down with doing Eamon Armath, but that's just me. We'll see what Liz says about that. One of the things that Alan brought up was Planet Hillary. And she's, at least according to most people, she's running for president without saying that she's running for president. And thus, one of the things that the New York Times did was they did an image of Hillary's face as a planet and for their magazine, and it's freaking creepy.
It's creepy, and as I observed on Twitter, I would just say, how can anybody look at that and think they're trying to be complimentary?
Well, it certainly isn't flattering, and obviously you don't want to judge a female Politico on her looks, but that, she couldn't have been happy seeing that picture. The picture itself got more attention, I think, than the article did.
If I was Hillary Clinton, I would sit there and think what I believe is actually going to happen, which is the extreme radical left is going to sandbag her in 2016 the same way they did in 2008.
With what, Elizabeth Warren?
It doesn't matter who. For that matter, I would not surprise me at all if they would have wanted to run Wendy Davis instead of Hillary Clinton.
No, they want her to be vice president.
But
Wendy Davis was actually asked not long after she did her attempted filibuster if she would be interested in being a vice presidential candidate for Hillary, and she kind of hedged. She didn't say yes and she didn't say no. I mean, to me, that would be the nightmare ticket. But I forget who it was that said it, but I disagree that the political class would turn against Hillary in 2016. I know that they weren't very kind to her in 2008, and that's only because they decided that having the first black president was going to be much cooler than having the first female president.